and we're good to go. Having a little desync that's not now gonna be fixed. So yeah, we don't have any stats for that race yet, but I hope we will have some for the next races, like next week. Right now, we only have like PBs, and Sailo's PB is like 30 seconds better than Okra's. And yeah, as we already pointed out, Sailo has been more active lately.
Yeah, for sure. And so yeah, the qualifier and the league in general is going to have some pretty detailed stat tracking, which should be pretty interesting to see. Like how often runners are making a variety of different tricks throughout the run, and all their times broken down by kingdoms as well.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the league itself, we will have some nice stats about tricks consistency and everything after a couple of matches. In the qualifiers, we only have like 3 matches each runner, so it's not too precise. But yeah, definitely something that's interesting. Alright, looking at left side, the first big trick coming up. Both runners approaching it. Okra missing it, Sailo also missing it.
Both misses, unfortunate.
Sailo also bonking on the backup, so Okra now ahead by a couple of seconds, going into chopper.
Clean topper fight from Okra and from Sailo.
Yeah, so like I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds difference here. Not too big. I'm curious if we will see some DSS here. I'm pretty sure Okra doesn't go for it, but I know for sure Sailo goes for it in his runs, in his actual PB attempts. But yeah, races are different, so don't expect them to go for it, but it would definitely be cool to see it. And that's basically like the only big trick in Cascade. The rest is pretty straightforward. Maybe chest clip in the end that you can fail, but that normally only loses like 3 or 4 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Cascade is definitely one of the more consistent kingdoms if you're not doing DSS.
So what happened to Okra? He was ahead out of cap. I didn't see it.
I didn't notice either.
Oh, he's still ahead. Okay, never mind. I was confused.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he did. Alright.
Alright. Now's the time for DSS, if we will see it. Okay. Sailo not going for it. Good decision, probably. Smart decision.
Yeah, I'm assuming that in the qualifiers nobody will be going for it, but you know.
Yeah. I think there are some sub-hour runners which might have implemented it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'll do DSS if I'm going for PB, or not even all the time, but I'll do it at least some of the time. But in races, I certainly won't, personally.
Sailo having some struggle with Dino Skip, and that's actually interesting because he, as I said, he goes for DSS in runs, so he's not used to doing that, I guess.
Oh no.
Oh, he's having a lot of trouble there.
Okay, should be good.
Should be good, but that definitely lost him quite some time. And Okra having a kind of comfortable lead already. But yeah, it's really early in the race.
It's funny how that can happen, how such a simple trick can be so difficult just because you haven't done it in so much in a while. Like when I do bingo and I have to do Jaxi skip sometimes, it messes me up because I'm so used to reverse Jaxi.
Yeah.
Similar kind of a thing going on with Sailo here, missing Dino skip so many times.
Yeah, interesting, because I think you might be actually more nervous about a trick that's easier than maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
Alright, let's see if we see some chest clips here. The previous races, I only saw the first one, but both runners didn't go for chest slip. And yeah, Okra also not opting to do it. Chest slip like one of the tricks that saves like 1 second, and it really, it's not too easy, and it's probably not a trick that you implement early. Alright, Sailo going
for it. Ooh, unfortunate.
Missing it.
Yeah, the setup is deceptively difficult. It looks like you just have to get on top of the chest, but it can be a little bit tricky with the way you have to time your jump and everything.
I'm not sure. I think Sailo might miss the SDA here. Because that was like a, I don't know, 531 globe, which should be like a 6 flat cascade fade out. Which is probably not enough to get the SDA, so we might go for the manual DSDA.
Yeah, you can definitely make it with that timing if you have a low offset, but I'd imagine that Sailo probably had a long enough offset that a 6-minute exit will be too slow.
Yeah. It was probably explained already. I'm gonna explain it once more. DSDA, like daylight saving time abuse. Runners set their clock like 7 minutes before daylight saving time hits, and then place a seed in sand like 6 minutes into the run. You will see it from Okra here. And coming out of the pipe, daylight saving times hit, and the game thinks an hour has passed, and thus the seed is grown. And yeah, it's a really quick moon. G-Man asking about the offset. I'm not sure about Sailo's offset, but it's probably more than, I don't know, I would assume like 13, 14, 15, something like that, since he goes for chest slip. And yeah.
Yeah, with the cascade exit that he had, he probably would need like around a 5-second offset or less, but I'm sure he has more like 10 or more.
Yeah. Alright. Now going into the pipe, yeah, and he's now he's going into the album. And yeah, he's gonna do the manual PSA here, setting the time forward by 1 day. Yeah, a really rough start for Sailo already. Okra, on the other hand, definitely decent run so far, I think.
Yeah, seems really good so far, especially considering how little he's been playing lately. It's good to see.
Looking at the stat sheet, he was like 2 seconds behind out of Cascade, behind his BB, so really nice.
Going for a single bill.
Another one of that tiny optimization, let's say it's around 1 second.
Yeah, there are a lot of those.
And see, this can actually be, like, if you miss it, that's kind of painful, because you will miss that moon, and the best thing you can probably do is going for a backup moon, which loses a lot of time.
Yeah, if you commit to the bullet bill and then it ends up not being able to make it far enough to the lone pillar, then that's going to be very bad. The closest moon, I would think, is the luggage moon, which you're going to be fairly far away from at that point, and is not doesn't really fit into the route very well.
Sailo also having trouble with single build, so he goes for a backup, which, as I said, only loses like a second here. Okra going for a reverse check C.
Okay, the way he mimicked the build there was very, very close to not working.
But he made it work, somehow. Okay, Sailo also going for it?
I thought that would hit the wall for sure.
Let's see Sailo's man appear. Looking good. Yeah. Also grabbing some coins there. Good place to grab some extra coins, which we will need for the first shop moon in Wooded Kingdom. But yeah, he also already has over 100, so he's fine.
Yeah, it's always good to be aware of your coin count towards the end of sand. There are those 4 right there by the block moon that you blow up the bullet bill, as well as one in a bush that Sailo passed by a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
In case you need it.
Something that is really easy to forget about, like checking your coins before wooded or something, and then you realize in the shop, oh no, I only have 99, and then you have to go back and grab a coin, and that's really painful.
Yeah, that can be pretty rough, since there aren't very many coins near the shop. If you're short, you're often gonna... There are 2 coins in bushes that you can get between the Bunny Moon and the shop, but if those aren't enough, then you're in kind of a tough spot there.
Yeah, there are 2 on top of that one tree there next to the shop, so if you do like an upgrade there, you should be fine. That's like one of those backups I think I realized like really late, like I don't know, a couple of weeks or months ago. So yeah, not something that is common. Like most people have enough coins, and if they don't have enough coins, they just lose it.
Yeah.
Let's see if we see some lake clips here. I expect lake clips from both runners, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Okra approaching it, having some trouble with the setup there. Gets it. Also gets the out of bounds and grabs the checkpoint. Really nice. Okra on a good run here. He's like -4 out of sand.
Yeah, very few mistakes really at all.
Really fast from Sailo here, that like lip.
Ooh, very nice.
Definitely saved some time over Okra. That's something Sailo has to look for, like just being a little more optimized to catch up here. And Okra will just try to avoid big mistakes at that point. Like when he's like 30 seconds ahead or something like that, or maybe like 20. Can go a little safer in some places, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely an interesting dynamic with races where it doesn't necessarily matter what exact time you get as long as you know you have a safe lead over your opponent. That can kind of change how you think of your strats if you know what the time difference is, whether you play safe or risky.
But talking about big mistakes, Wooded is definitely a place. I don't want to jinx anyone here, but Wooded is definitely a place where some rough stuff can happen that loses 20 or 30 seconds, or even more if you fall into deep woods. And yeah, let's hope we won't see that, but definitely can happen. Alright.
Yeah, still a very good pace for Okra. I think he got a 13:21 like exit, which is definitely like very good pace.
Yeah.
Especially for a no reset.
Looking again at the comparison we have on the stats sheet, he's only plus 1.5 seconds on his PB. Really good for a race. Sailo, on the other hand, being plus 43 here.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Just big mistakes can happen, and you gotta just keep going.
Yeah, it's really early. Anything can happen in these races. We've seen that in earlier races today, actually. Like first race, Unimu versus Speed. Got really close in the ending, even though there was quite some difference in earlier kingdoms.
Yeah, you'd never know when your opponent will die on 2D skip.
Okra approaching nut clip now. Oh!
Unfortunate. He missed
that
it.
That was really unfortunate, yeah.
Didn't turn around before the backflips. Sailo having a little bit of an awkward time with the uproot.
Sometimes Mario is just weird and doesn't want to turn around even though you flick your stick into that direction. Yeah, looking good for Sailo here.
Yeah, if he can continue and finish out Wooded on a strong note. Oh, and he's back in bounds. Well, so now he basically has to do the same backup that Okra was doing. If he had managed to pull off the whole out of bounds sequence and everything, then he would have caught up a really large chunk of the lead that Okra has. Yeah. But unfortunately now he'll still need the Piranha Moon. Both of them will need the Piranha Moon.
Yeah, as a backup moon here. But it's definitely closer now, I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot faster to make the mistake that Sailo did versus not getting that clip at all, because you have to loop around all the way, like you have to pass by the tree basically and make your way over to where the tank moon is, whereas if you just go out of bounds, it's much shorter.
Yeah, and Okra also had some struggle with the ramp there. That's an additional time loss. See the fade outs here to see the difference. 52 for Okra. That should be like a 1704, 1705 for Sailo.
Yeah, so the lead has shrunk quite a bit. Okra having some trouble with Flower Road skip, opting to take the Flower Road.
Yeah, another instance where he's used to just other movement to do Flower Road skip, coming from like skipping the Piranha Plant meme. So in this case he just goes for the Flower Road.
Yeah, it's pretty different, the two versions of Flower Road skip, whether you're coming from the dead-end nut moon with the normal tree route, or if you have to do the backup, or if you're doing the Piranha route in general. It's pretty different execution. Yeah. It can be easy to fail if you're not used to one of them.
Yeah, all of a sudden this is actually really close again. This is like, I don't know, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Okra with the buffer jump, Sailo going for the NPC bounce there. Alright, time for flooded pipe race. Sub area where you can lose like 8 seconds if you miss the cycle in the end. Unless you have a good backup. But if you take damage here somewhere, that's gonna be quite a big time loss on a high level.
Yeah, for sure. Like for beginner runners, this sub area is quite tricky because it's easy to get input drops with the fuzzies.
Yeah.
But top runners should get it most of the time, but if they don't, it can be pretty easy to take damage, and yeah, you can lose 8 to 10 seconds pretty quickly.
And again, Sailo's execution here a little better in flooded pipeway. Okra with a ledge grab. So yeah, this is really close now. $25 and 27, 2 seconds apart.
Close race.
Let's see if we will see some cloud hints here. Another one of those like 1 second time saves.
both runners able to do the first phase pretty efficiently.
Yeah, not turning the camera. I don't think. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, Sailo with a bit of a stutter might be a little bit tricky to make the second cycle. And the second phase. Probably.
Really good, really good.
Yeah, very nice backup. Didn't lose any of them.
Yeah, Cloud definitely one of those more auto-scrolly parts. Thanks to know what you're doing. So I think that's still like around 2 seconds difference.
Yeah, 2 to 3 seconds currently.
Going into a dangerous place now. Lost Kingdom.
Yeah, a lot can go very wrong in Lost Kingdom.
First thing, right in the beginning. Ooh, Okra. Okay, that's weird. Okay, messed up his setup there. Good backup though. Ooh, this is like Sailo taking the lead here.
Yeah, looks like Okra must have lost about 4 seconds there.
Oh, that's something I love to see. Almost synced here in the moon cutscenes.
Okra with a bit of an awkward platform cycle because of the time they lost, so yeah, it's gonna spill over into a little bit extra time lost as well.
How did Sailo catch up? Yeah, just inverted nut clip, I guess, and now meme tree, couple of seconds here and there.
Nice reverse trap beetle. Okra missing the regular trap beetle.
That's something you don't see too often. Alright, getting it. Second try.
The damage refill as well. So now Sailo has a pretty substantial lead at this point, entering the kingdom a couple seconds behind.
Yeah, Lost changed a lot here. Lost been with it. Now going into Night Metro. What are your thoughts on Night Metro?
Night Metro, I feel a little bit like it's a Lost Part 2 in the sense that it's kind of straightforward if you get everything. Yeah. There's not any one thing that's really super hard or anything, but there's a lot of places that things can go wrong. You can end up losing 10 or more seconds.
Definitely.
A lot of places you can fall down. That kind of all throughout Night Metro, actually.
Yeah. And Wiggler, I guess. Wiggler is on a high level actually something that's really that can cost quite some time. If you get a bad pattern, if you get some bad RNG there.
Yeah, Wiggler is one of the hardest parts of the entire run to actually do optimally. Probably like Pillars and Wiggler might be the top two things. It's actually difficult to avoid losing multiple seconds on.
Yeah, really inconsistent stuff there. Okay, no Goomba hacks here from Sailo. Oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah, see, and then that's damage right there from the Goomba. Oh, I almost pushed him off. If that Goomba had completely pushed him off, that might have been really bad.
That's exactly what you were talking about. There's like part where you can lose 10 seconds to a small mistake. So we're catching up again. Getting the final jump across here. Yep. Something that's really hard for beginners. And yes, quite easy once you're familiar with it.
Yeah, the camera is pretty strange, but once you have a good sense of it, it should be pretty consistent.
Okay, first phase is always kind of straightforward. That second phase is the one where the RNG comes into play. So let's take a look at that. Also, Sailo apparently gold is lost. Really nice.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's very nice. Very impressive.
Which might be... It sounds like... I don't know. Yesterday or 2 days ago he had like a 59.00.06 SOB, so probably has a 58 SOB now.
Oh wow. That's pretty cool.
I don't know if maybe he already got it before the race, but probably enough. And again, we're still really close here. Same cutscene, only a couple of seconds apart. But Day Metro coming up is like, for me, Day Metro is like one of the hardest parts in the run.
Yeah, kind of in contrast to Night Metro, there's not a whole lot where you're going to lose giant chunks of time in Day Metro, but it's very easy to lose a couple seconds just sort of like everywhere throughout the kingdom.
Yeah. The first big thing is Scoot Clip. Probably gonna see some drive-by attempts here. Really nice.
Yeah, that looks good.
Really nice, yeah.
That's good to see. It can be very tricky to back up, and especially if you get in the mindset of, oh no, I need to really do this back up as quickly as possible, and then you start rushing it, and then you miss like 4 times. That can be pretty bad.
Don't know, are both runners gonna go for bullet building here?
Oh my. I believe so.
I would also believe so.
Yeah, Ochre had a little bit of a weird fling from the pole. He landed on the opposite side of the bench person. So the stun did not get cancelled.
Oh, Sailo missing slots actually.
Ooh, that's now it's about even if they can get it. Yeah.
Still ahead, but that's like 2 seconds now. This race is so close. This is crazy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of back and forth in terms of like notable mistakes being made, changing the pace of things.
Alright, bullet building, one of another optimization. Kind of weird to learn, like those poles are weird, and the up throw that is now going for not too easy in the beginning.
Yeah, it took me a while to understand how these strats work.
Also we see some hindats here, because both runners didn't go for Cloud Hindat, so they're gonna go for the hindat in the pool here.
Very nice climbs by both runners.
Yeah. If you grab the Cloud Hindat, you can just skip this Hindat, which saves like 1 second. Because you don't lose any time if you grab the one in Cloud, but that's kind of tight.
Alright, and hopefully both runners can close out the kingdom on a strong note. This room usually is pretty consistent.
Yeah. And if you actually fall down there, that's really bad. Like, that hurts. Seems like Sailo made up some time again. Like, was only 2 seconds out of slots, but had some cleaner movement.
Yeah, it seems like his lead is about the same as it was coming out of Lost, although it narrowed a bit throughout the kingdom. But so it looks like the race that was scheduled to take place next has been rescheduled to 3 p.m. PST tomorrow after the last race tomorrow. So this will be the last race for today.
Yeah. No need to be sad about that. It's gonna be even more hype day tomorrow then.
Sailo with a bit of a... The movement towards Toad can be pretty tricky at maintaining your speed throughout the entire thing.
And I always want, like, I found that strat where you go around the wall here instead of over the wall after Toad. Like going into Shiveria. No one goes for that. Even though I find it easier, to be honest. And it's actually not slower.
I don't think I've seen that actually.
Yeah, as I said, like no one really knows about that.
Yeah.
Because I always used to struggle with the movement over the wall and the roll cancel and everything. Just not too consistent for me. The other strat is kind of easy, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird factors going into the typical movement. Like, the way you end up rolling off of the slope can be very inconsistent, and that can affect how you set up for your movement to go over the wall.
Yeah.
There's a lot to adjust for, potentially.
Sailo attempting snow clip here, the final move, the final snow clip, the final moon clip in the run, in the any percent run.
And Okra not even going for it.
Not too bad. Another like 1 second time save if you get it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not a big deal to miss it by any means.
So interesting manipulation there from Sailo. Like that one spiny fell down really late. Looking good from Okra. Another small optimization, leaving one spiny alive to kill it, going towards the moon. So the camera pans less from the cutscene. After the cutscene ends, the camera pans back to Mario, and this way it just pans less.
Yeah, there are a few tricks like that throughout the run. That's kind of the most distinct one, where you actually have to kind of play so differently, like leaving a spiny alive. There's a similar trick in Cap Kingdom where you go into first-person mode after you activate the lever for the bridge. There's one when you do the bench guy moon in Metro, where you just... That one's pretty simple, though. You just rotate the camera a bit once Mario sits down. Yeah,
and when talking to NPCs, like, for example, in Wooded, when you go into the shop, you can go into first-person mode first.
Yeah.
To skip the camera movement. Also no ICCs here.
I wonder if anybody will be doing that throughout the league. I really don't think so during the qualifiers, but even in the league, I'm not sure if anybody will be going for it.
Yeah, maybe if you're like behind and you want to catch up. I don't know. Someone like Psionic who's kind of familiar with that trick. Other top runners who have tried to implement it lately.
Yeah, Nizumi does it in runs. They have a setup that makes it a bit more consistent but loses a bit of time.
They got like sub-hour like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, 59-59.
Did they do it in the run? Do you know?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
I've seen them do it on PB Pace before though.
Wow.
It's pretty nutty.
Both getting Snowgram first try.
Yeah, Sailo still maintaining his lead. It looks around the same time, just ballpark. It looks like about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So both runners maintaining at about the same pace.
It's still like a difference where like one failed trick can change the lead again.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, in Okra's position, things are still looking good. It's still very, very possible to come back in any kingdom.
And having a little bit of trouble there in the beginning, giving Okra the opportunity to catch up again a little bit. Especially the movement before going into the water and seaside can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, definitely. That's the hardest part of the kingdom, I would say. The first 3 moons all involve fairly tricky platforming. Okra making up some more time now.
Yeah. Let's see who has the better fish movement here.
Yeah, the rest of Seaside is pretty straightforward. There's definitely a bit of time to be saved or lost based on fish movement, but for the most part, it shouldn't vary more than a few seconds throughout the whole kingdom from this point on. Of course, anything can happen though. It can be kind of easy to take damage, like on the moon Sailo is on right now, depending on where those enemies are located.
Yeah.
He had to go back for the moon because he missed it, and then he had to shake. If he hadn't shaken, then he would have ended up taking damage there.
And again, no jinxing, but probably the worst case scenario is clipping back in bounds after fish clip, after grabbing the moon.
Yeah, that can be pretty bad. That's probably going to lose about 20 seconds if that happens.
I mean, it loses like 20 if you actually know the answer. Do you know the answer?
That's a good point. I believe both of these runners have done a good bit of bingo, so maybe they know off the top of their head.
True.
But yeah, no issues from either runner, it looks like.
Okay. I believe it's the third answer, but I'm not quite sure.
I think it's the 4th one, but I'm also not positive.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I know in Wooded it's the 3rd one, although that one is the less useful mostly.
Yeah. Like the only thing I know is like every time I clip back and bounce there, I never got the correct answer on the first try. Okay. It's the 4th. You're right.
Alright, and still, yeah, just about a 10-second lead. They've really been even throughout the last couple of kingdoms.
Yeah. Now maybe the hardest kingdom in late game coming up. Luncheon Kingdom.
It's kind of interesting that they had, I think they had the same seaside time, because Sailo obviously had the sort of notable mistake on the 3rd moon, but I think Okra had a few fish bonks that ended up balancing it out throughout the whole thing. Good salt triple from both runners.
And I'm really interested how many spiritless runners we will have in the league.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see any in the qualifiers, but in the league there might be a bunch of runners who do it.
The only one who could do it in the qualifier is like that guy called CMFP who pointed out in chat earlier that he would do it if he was 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah, I can do Spearless. I'm just probably gonna end up dying somewhere along the way.
So you have practiced it.
Yeah, after I got sub-hour, I took a break for a while, and then I started coming back, and my main focus was like learning faster stuff. But then, this league has come up, and so since then I've kind of abandoned that and focused on consistency.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and I don't know, out of the people in the actual league that are already qualified, I believe there's like, what, 5 or 6 runners that normally go for Spearless, so they probably will also go for it in the league.
Yeah, I believe every runner who has a 57 or a 58 does Spearless runs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mostly a pretty clean luncheon so far, it looks like.
Yeah, from my view, I would say so.
Lunch in another kingdom where it's very easy to lose time. There's so many places where you can end up taking damage, and the damage refill and like everything could end up costing 5 or more seconds in so many places.
So I'm doing the camera manipulus here. Hope one doesn't go for it. Good fox for Sailo.
Very nice.
We've already seen a death in Fox today, so nice to see that both runners having an easy time here.
Sailo with clean movement up to the Jet and Crag Moon. That's a very easy place to end up walking.
See the cheese?
Pretty good.
Yeah, really good. There are like different ways to do that. Benster always telling everyone just do four throws there.
Yeah, Poker doing the camera manip on the Panbro there. Ooh, unfortunate decapture placement there. Yeah, if the Panbro is sitting right on the lever, Cappy will pretty much hit the Panbro instead of the lever every time.
Yeah, sometimes weird to avoid that. It's a really decent lunches for Sailo, I think. Haven't seen any big mistakes here.
Yeah, it looks like he saved a handful of seconds over Ochre throughout the kingdom, and neither of them have done anything particularly bad.
Yeah. Alright, then we're heading into Ruined next.
Yeah, I think Sailo is somewhere around 20 seconds ahead at this point.
Yeah, around that. I always know it's like, I think it's like 47 seconds from story moon grab to fade out. So,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Ochre glowing as the fade out happens on Sailo's screen, so around 20 seconds. Pretty good time. Now we're in Ruin Kingdom, that auto scroll part of the run, where basically you can only lose like maybe a couple of seconds, but normally nothing too big. Good place to shout out the runners. Go follow the runners if you haven't. As I said, Sailo going for sub hour, might be able to get it really soon, telling from paces he got lately. And Ochre, I don't know if he's planning to do more SMO again, but definitely an entertaining runner I can recommend.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many good runners in the league and even the qualifier. It's actually crazy. Like, Sailo is one of a bunch of runners who either has sub-hour or is like just on the verge of getting sub-hour right now.
What would you say, like, I said, like, by the end of 2021 we will have 50 sub-hour runners. What do you think?
Oh my god, you might be right. That's really crazy to think about. But yeah, the number of runners who improve, it's just crazy. Like, even like a year ago, thinking about the number of people who have like a 102 or 103, there's so many runners.
Yeah. Like,
what's top 50 at this point? Like a
101 4x or something, I think.
Yeah, like, oh my god. That's really crazy. Yeah, you might be right. 50 sub-hour runners.
Maybe we can get some guesses in chat how many runners will have sub-hour by 2021. But I think like 50 is definitely realistic. Also another shout out to the organizers, Saren and Danster, and to our sponsor Plan B Esports, who are like who sponsored the prize pool.
Yeah, definitely. This is a pretty exciting event, and it can't be done without all the effort going into organizing it.
Yeah, really good job from everyone involved in this. I also want to give a shout out to Matze, who does the stat sheet and who has been working like crazy on that. Like, I've been involved in that too, but I don't know too much about formulas and stuff like that. But he's been going crazy, and don't forget about him.
Yeah, the stats are really interesting. I'm really hoping that I can make it out of the qualifier. If for no other reason than at the end of the league, I'll be able to look at all these stats and maybe learn something about what I should improve on. There's so much information in the stat sheet.
Yeah. All right, I think decent ruins from both runners. I didn't pay too much attention, to be honest. Not a good job as a commentator, but it's easy to lose focus on ruined. And Bowser's like one of those kingdoms where you can also have like a route difference on a high level. Some people still go for Birdram in this qualifiers.
Yeah, one of the very few potential route differences throughout the whole round.
Neither of these runners though.
Sailo saying ruin gold Keck W in chat.
Nice. GG Sailo. Okay, now shots coming up. Like one of the hardest parts in the run, I would say.
Yeah, I'm curious if we'll see the newer shard strat from either runner, or if they'll both go for the older strat.
Can tell in a second. Sailo not going for it.
Nice dive back.
Final shot and dive back again. Like the second dive back in shots after grabbing the shot.
Yeah, nice shards from Sailo. Looking good so far for Okra as well. Oh, Cappy didn't home in on the shard.
That's something I haven't seen before.
Oh no!
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Got like a really weird angle on the dive.
Yeah, I guess there's actually 3 dive backs in shards.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, number 2 going wrong for Okra.
Triple dive back strat here. Okay.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate to see. The race is still not... there's still not a huge gap, but it must be frustrating for Okra. He's been maintaining a pretty good pace the whole run, but having a death like that can be pretty tilting. So hopefully he's able to maintain his mindset. That's going to be really important if he wants to be able to catch up. Oh, what happened? I looked away for a moment and Okra's died again. Oh, it must have been Bowser Dram.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, that must have been what happened the first time, I guess, but he wasn't able to home in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at this point, now this is looking pretty tricky for the path for Okra to potentially come back. Still, there's like, you know, in Moon Kingdom there are a lot of things that can happen there. Well, not a lot of things per se, but there are things that can happen that cost like a really big amount of time. As well as mech certainly can change things a lot. Like if you mess up the initial climb, it can be a little bit hard to back up, and then if you mess that up multiple times, that can be really bad. Or if you miss target acquired or fall off anywhere else during the mech.
Yeah.
So, still gotta keep your head in the game if you're Okra. Even though you're behind by this much, you know, there's so many ways to catch up still.
Also worth pointing out, even if you're behind in this mode that we have in the groups, it's important to keep going, that you like have a small difference in the end, because the way this works, I don't know if you're familiar with the point system, but like if you feel comfortable, you can explain the point system.
Yeah, I believe so. It's you can get a total of 90 points, right? And I think if you win, you get 60, and then for every 10 seconds lead that the winner has, they get 1 extra point. And then the loser of the race can get a max of 30 if it's super close, and then every 10 seconds difference is 1 point less for them.
We already saw that today, like that 30-point thing in that race. That was only 2 seconds apart. Again, Unimu versus Speed. So in that case, we had like 60 points for the winner and 30 for the loser. So yeah, that's something where a good mindset can come into play, because in the end, it's only like 3 races each group, and it can definitely happen that that 2 runners have the same amount of wins and loses, and then it just comes down to who has lost by less or won by more.
Yeah, for sure. So Sailo messes up the climb 2 times, then the 3rd time also has some struggles, so that's gonna close up the lead by a nice chunk for Okra.
Yeah.
But yeah, over the course of the league, where you know everybody's gonna race 11 times, those extra time difference points can definitely add up by a lot.
Yeah. Okay, target acquired for Sailo. Gets it. Really nice.
Alright, just 1 more kingdom left for Sailo to close out the run.
Yeah, Moon, as you already said, definitely has some places where you can lose a lot of time, but normally it's straightforward, and most of the time you only lose a couple of seconds maybe here and there. So that's definitely a comfortable lead for Sailo, but doesn't mean it's over.
Poker having a little bit of trouble on the climb, but definitely not quite as much as Sailo did.
Yeah. Setting up for a target acquired. Oh, missing the ground pound. Ooh, that's interesting position there. He gets it.
Oh, he got the position he was in before he got knocked off was very far forward. Very nice backups to still be able to make it.
We're having some downtime again. What do you think? Like now the race is almost over. As their opponents, are you afraid?
I'm not afraid. I'm excited, actually. Looking forward to good races. I feel at least good about my odds of winning 2 out of the 3 races, which should be all that's necessary to get to the final round of the qualifiers. But
yeah,
in any case, every single group, all 4 runners are very strong. Really, any race could go anyway, potentially.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that out of like the 16 people involved in the qualifiers and participating in them, like all of them, their PBs are like less than 2 minutes apart. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in a tournament.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Ooh, was that a buffered spin found jump there?
Yeah, I don't even. It looked like he got a double jump somehow. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah, that then probably was a buffered jump actually. Interesting.
Alright, time for the Bowser fight. Usually pretty straightforward, but any one mistake will cost usually around 10 seconds.
Yeah. So right now we have like around 4.
There's one.
Yeah. A bit of a commentator's curse there.
It looks like they were about 1:22 apart exiting Bowser's according to the stats sheet.
So that would still mean like being 80 seconds apart. That's still 22 points for Okra, which isn't too bad for a lose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as much as this looks maybe insurmountable of a lead, or like pretty substantial or whatever, it's really a minute difference across the entire run, and no reset between 2 runners that's pretty small, all things considered. Usually, in a lot of races, you end up seeing like potentially really large time differences. But it just goes to show once again how strong the competition is here.
And yeah, difference of around 1 minute, a little more. That can still change, like in escape, if someone makes a big mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, no jinxing here, but just pointing out it can happen.
Yeah, I believe if he died at a 2D skip, it's usually somewhere around 40 seconds, and then if something really crazy happens in pillars, that's easily over a minute.
Yeah, it happened to me actually before that I died in pillars in a race.
Oh man.
That's like over a minute of time loss. Pillars is like one of those places where you just drop inputs everywhere sometimes.
Yeah, that's a really tough room.
And
you gotta shake the controller like crazy, and then even if, no matter how hard you're shaking, there's so much going on. There's so many like collisions between things that definitely the input drops can happen.
That's like what exactly happened to me. Like it wasn't missing inputs on the shakes, but missing inputs on the jump. Because I kind of pressed jump 3 times or something, and he just didn't jump and just walked off the edge.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there we see. There was like a shake input drop from Sailo.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough first pillar, but good enough, certainly.
Yeah. He should just focus on not dying here. No, he should be good. Good final pillar. He still get a 101. Really respectable time.
Yeah, definitely. Good race time.
.47 it seems. Sailo wins his first match.
Well done.
GG's.
Joker coming up on pillars.
And still get a 1 or 2 here. With good pillars.
First pillar looks good, yeah. Safety fireball, though I didn't need it. A nice third pillar as well. Yeah, pretty good pillars overall.
Yeah,
Okay.
really good pillars. So it's a 1 or 3, I think. Close, but I think it's a 1 or 3.
Yeah, so he was able to save a little bit of time in Moon, but unfortunately there's just too much of a deficit coming in. 103.02.
GG. I mean, Oka hasn't been too active lately, so that's still okay for that.
But yeah, I'm pretty impressed, like, with how little he's been playing lately, and missing Nut Clip early on. It's like a really big chunk of time loss. Still a really good run overall from both runners.
And both runners joining us in the commentary booth for the interviews.
Hello.
What's up?
Yo,
How are you
GG
guys
Okra.
doing?
Yo, GG Sailo, man. Well played. I heard you got some golds.
Yeah, for sure. It was a rough run for sure, especially on the game.
Yeah.
For me at least. I know something happened for you in Bowser's, I think.
Yeah, so there were 3 big old, like, memes this run. So there was Wooded, obviously, missed Nut Clip. Lost, I just forgot how to play the game. And then Bunnies, I got a weird dive angle 3 times in a row. Like, when you turn to throw Cappy and then you want to dive the other way. It hadn't happened to me 3 times in a row, and I was just perplexed. Completely perplexed and befuddled.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, other than those 3, I am pretty happy with this run. It's just they were 3 pretty big things.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that I still got a 1-on-1 with this. Like my early game, my Cascade.
Yeah.
I lost like over 30 seconds to Dino Skip.
And with DSTA.
Yeah, and then I had to back up DSTA. The Wooded, I ended up missing that as well because I got it back in bounds.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
See, I just got snapback, so I didn't even get out of bounds. I'm like, well, okay.
But yeah, for me it was basically Cascade, Wooded, and Metro. That was very bad. And the rest was decently clean, actually. I got a few golds, Luncheon Gold, Lost Gold, and Ruined Gold, so
Dang, nice.
Really nice, yeah.
He's zooming.
Yeah, well, it was a good race. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Yeah, at the end it was kind of rough.
I would have liked to at least gotten to 102, but you know what? I'm not gonna try to like make excuses for myself, but like this has been a holiday season where I got a new job, so I've been focusing on my new work, and I've been there was a new raid tier release for Final Fantasy, so my focus was just not at all on this game. The fact I can still come back, get a 103 is like, yeah, that's
very solid.
Yeah,
very
really
solid.
good time. So.
Good job.
Thanks. GG's. You played 6 Sailo.
So Sailo, I was wondering. I saw like 2 days ago or yesterday or something, I don't know, that you have had like a 59 flat SOB. So did you have 58 before this run, or did you get it this run?
I did 2 no resets before this race, and I golded. What did I gold again? A Night Mitchell. I did gold Night Mitchell by the second, and I got 58.59, and now it's at 58.57.
Dang.
That's a good day.
Yeah,
That's pretty solid.
Fast gamer.
Yeah,
Alright.
I can hopefully snack the sub-hour soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like looking at your run, you were like plus 1 minute or over a minute out of Wooded, and in the end you were still only 1 minute and 20 seconds off PB. So that was some solid mid and late game then.
Yeah, I guess for sure.
For a race.
Yep. All right. Thanks for commentating as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate that.
I'm sure it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fun race to commentate. GG's.
Definitely.
That's good.
GG's.
And yeah, if there's nothing left to say from either of you, we're gonna end for today. As we already said earlier, the final race for today has been rescheduled for tomorrow, 3 p.m. PST. So this is the final race today. It was a fun day. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Follow the runners and have a good night, good day. Bye-bye.